Anthony Hartwig here with a Champion Baseball player profile. We are joined by Carson Fife, the senior from Champion. Carson, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
No problem. Thanks for inviting me.
Senior season, our first questions for all our seniors is pretty much what's it been like to deal with all the emotions and all the last that senior year bring, and knowing that it's your last go around in the purple and gold.
It's hard knowing that this is the last time I'll do anything really for our baseball season, but at the same time, it's exciting. I get to lead my guys, lead some of the younger guys, and I'm excited for what's in store later on.
How much do you think this year has been just a little bit more meaningful to you, knowing that it's the last? I mean, have you treasured it a little bit more than you think in years past?
Maybe a little bit more just because, there aren't those seniors above me now that have usually taken all the attention. So I feel like most of the weight is on me, but it's a change, but I like it.
What's that been like for you? All of a sudden, not all of a sudden, you've been a staple for this baseball program for a while, but senior year, you always just get a little bit more responsibilities. You're trying to set up the program not just for this year, but for the years after you graduate. So, what's that been like for you to just have the added responsibilities on your shoulder as a senior leader?
It's not easy, but I've had multiple senior and junior leaders in the years before. So I'm hoping I can get those younger guys, a little taste of what's expected for the next coming years.
And this Champion Baseball team, they've had some big senior classes in the last couple of years. You've had a lot of guys to look up to. Who are some guys that you think, for you personally, have really taught you how to lead, and you see yourself kind of leaning on their example as now you're a senior?
There's some of the seniors in the past couple years. 2 years ago, I'd say like Nate Holt. He was a very good leader, very good ball player. And then last year, Tyler Skaggs, he really took me under his wing, showed me how to run the team, and he was a great leader.
How would you kind of define your leadership qualities? What kind of things do you think you bring to that leadership table?
In the dugout, most of the time, I just try to stay as loud and as excited as I can. Uh, no matter what the score is, I just like getting excited for my guys, and I like just being a loud person in the dugout, being a leader like that.
One thing Champion fans know is that when you're on the mound, it's gonna be a heck of a fight. The other team's gonna have to really struggle to score runs. What's your mindset when you know you're getting the start, and you're trying to obviously pitch to the best ability?
On the mound, I'm just trying to do my best. I trust my catcher, and I know I might not throw the fastest, so I like to work in a lot of my breaking balls, change up curveballs, stuff like that, and just hit my spots. Let my defense do all the work.
Since you said, I mean, you don't have that. Some pitchers have this something to blow by you with the fastball. You've had to build a lot of different pitches and develop a lot of different ways to attack hitters. Talk about the work that's gone into that, and to be able to have a couple of different things that you can throw in your toolbox.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working on those pitches for the past couple of years, trying to perfect them. And, just having those ready are such a huge help because the hitters don't know what's coming. Try to mix up timing, pitches, stuff like that, and hopefully I can keep them off balance.
What was the hardest pitch for you to develop? Like the hardest pitch for you to get to where you have it right now?
Definitely my splitter. It started out as a changeup, didn't really work that well. So one of the guys I was taking pitching lessons with was he introduced me to a splitter, and it started to work pretty well. And over the past couple months, I've started to get better with location, better with command, and it's a lot better now. But it was a struggle.
You're led by a really good coaching staff at Champion. I want you to talk about what it's meant to you to be under them, and how much they've helped you grow as a person and as a baseball player.
Yeah, both of them, Coach Barker, Coach Mack, they're great coaches. Barker has a lot of coaching experience under his belt. He knows how to run a group of guys. He's good at that. And then Mac, he's been in the baseball business for as long as I can remember. He develops a bunch of our guys, and he really does his part into making us better.
Yeah, and you guys also, what I see from Champion Baseball, you guys know how to have fun. You guys know how to let loose a little bit. I've seen the TikToks, I've seen all the fun stuff that you guys are able to put out there. What does that do for this team to be able to stay loose and not take everything so seriously?
Just helps us have fun. I mean, when we're having fun, we win most of the time. Losing's not fun. So being able to have a smile on our face the whole game is a really, really big help. Just keeps our morales high and keeps everyone excited.
What are some of the things that you do pregame to get yourself in that right mental state? Like we talked about getting ready for a game that you're going to start. What are some routines that you have to get yourself in that right mental zone?
Normally, it's just me and my catcher talking about what the game plan is. If we've played a team before, we look at what kind of players they got, who their best player is, how do we attack him. But it's just discussion between my coaches, my catcher, and just my team in total.
You've played a lot of really good baseball players and you've had to pitch against a lot of good hitters. So I might be putting you on the spot a little bit here, but who do you think is the toughest hitter you've had to go up against in your career so far?
In my high school career, I think our toughest hitter would be Eric Geddes. I mean, he's just an all-around ball player. He's a great guy. Just he's very good, mound and in the batter's box.
And then, in the summer, you also spend a lot of time, playing with and against a lot of quality talent in the off season as well. Talk
Right.
about what that does for you as a baseball player to grow your skills and to be able to expose yourself to really talented players.
Yeah, summer ball is great. We travel all around the state playing some of the best players. Division 1, Division 2 commits, and it's a really, really big help when it gets to high school ball because I have that experience against better guys. So it's a very good help.
It also lets you get coached by a lot of different people and a lot of different philosophies, not just baseball, but you're also basketball. So you get coached by a lot of different people. What's that like to be able to take things from different mindsets, take things from different coaching philosophies?
I love it. I mean, with all the coaches I've had, it's a very, very good. It's a good quality to have because I know the way that they lead, and I try to grab little abilities from their leadership, incorporate it into my own, and it's a great thing to have all of those different opinions, different views on things. So a lot of the coaches, that's good.
We know that you're also putting a lot of work into the classroom. Tell us how much pride you take in the work that you put in for the schoolwork and obviously keeping those grades up to where they are.
Yeah, I love that. Putting in the work in school, it just helps me stand out, helps me get seen, stuff like that. It's a great quality to have in the long term of things.
What have been some of the hardest classes that you've had to, really, really work to keep those grades up?
Definitely some of those college science classes. Science isn't really one of my favorite classes. I know, I mean, they're required though for what I want to do. So,
Right.
but they're getting there.
What are your favorite classes? What are the ones that are on the opposite end of the spectrum where it doesn't feel like hard work when you're getting good grades?
Definitely history. I love learning about history, and then all of the math classes I've taken. All of my math teachers have been great, so I love taking those too.
As we transition and talk about your future after champion, what are some things that you have as far as goals and mindsets for the next couple years after you graduate?
Hopefully, since I am going to Mount Union to play baseball, I can make an impact on that team as a freshman. I know I'm not going to get the most amount of playing time, but I'm hoping I can develop, become a better ball player, and make my impact seen there.
When you were going through the recruitment process, what were some of the things that made Mount Union stand out to you and made you want to pick it as your home?
Definitely the coaches. I mean, they were able to get in contact with my athletic director, and when I went on the visit, it just seemed like a very, very student friendly, athlete friendly environment.
What career path are you going to be kind of trying to get yourself into with the education at Mount Union?
I'm majoring in mechanical engineering. Not sure what job path that's going to take me yet, but building things, designing things. So I'm excited for that, stuff like that.
What got you interested in that career? I mean, have you always been someone that enjoyed that kind of building and constructing things, or is it something that you kind of fell into and got an interest in later in life?
I definitely got that from my dad. As an electrician, he's always known how to build things, fix things, and I just got that ability just from watching him.
Mount Union is a place where you're going to be, a little bit away from home. I mean, it's really close, but you still get to live out of the house, I assume. What are some of your things that you're kind of nervous about? You living on your own a little bit and having to get out of the nest.
There's a big responsibility being on my own, having to take care of myself and just, having that ability to do stuff on my own. But at the same time, I'm going to have people there that I know. I'm going to have people there, my friends. And I think it'll be a challenge, but once we get rolling, I'll be fine.
What's one life skill that you think you have to really lock down before you leave? Something that maybe your parents have always done for you that now you're gonna have to do for yourself.
Probably like perseverance, doing things on my own, staying motivated to do those things, whether that be in school or baseball, just having the willingness to have that be motivated on my own.
You're gonna miss those home cooked meals, I'm sure. What's the one home cooked meal you're gonna miss the most from your parents?
My mom makes a really good sesame chicken and rice. That's been one of my favorite for the past couple of years. I'll miss
Uh,
that.
what's your favorite way to celebrate a big win? You guys with the team, obviously, you guys know how to have fun. So, what's your best way to celebrate a big win with champion baseball?
Um, Normally we always make jokes about going to this one kid's house, making him open his pool for us, but it's been a little cold for
It's
that.
been a
But
little cold.
yeah, but the past couple of weeks, I've just been going out with my friends afterwards, going to eat somewhere. But we're excited for his pool.
What would be your walk up song? I don't know if you guys do those at Champion in your home field, but what would it be if you guys got one?
Um, I think we did them for one game, maybe last year, and then that was it. But in the summer, we used to do them. My walk-up song would be "California Love" by Tupac, and it was just one song that I liked at the moment. And when I went up to the box, I heard it. Everyone was bobbing their heads in the dugout, and that's the one that I figured. Well, if everyone likes it, might as well just stick.
Do you think because the walk up songs kind of also share personality or what the player's mindset is? Do you think your walk up song would be the same as a walkout song if you had one coming out of the bullpen to pitch? Do you think the mentalities are the same and you would have the same song?
Probably. I mean, both songs really get me hype. They get me excited. It's a very upbeat, so I could see those songs being the same.
Carson, you're so busy with multiple sports and you're involved in the school. What are some things you do outside of it all just to kind of relax or to wind down when when you have to give yourself that mental break?
When I'm not doing baseball, not in school, usually just training, working out or mobility stuff. I like to hang out with my friends, that stuff too. But it's always just,
When
getting
you're in
better at
the
baseball.
when you're in the gym, what's your favorite circuit? The one that's a little bit more therapeutic than a workout?
Um, Probably I have to go with arms. I mean, pretty basic, but it's
Right.
fun.
We have to go the opposite end of the spectrum and ask you what's the least favorite, the one that you really have to grind through.
Probably my least favorite would be shoulders, just because as much throwing as I do, um, it's not fun when your shoulders are sore and you're trying to throw. I don't like that.
Obviously, I know you don't want to think about it, but there's going to be a day where baseball has to be hung up, where the cleats go away and you have to go into the adult life. What aspects of baseball do you think you're going to carry into everyday life that you've learned specifically from being a baseball player?
Definitely leadership. I mean, with how young our team is, I really like to set a good example. So I'm hoping that can carry on into real life, and just having a good mindset, just staying excited, staying happy throughout all those games, whether we're winning or losing. I want to carry that through life. So I just have a good mentality.
We know this champion community supports you so well. You only have a couple of weeks left with this community behind your back. What has it meant to you? What has been meant to you to represent champion, to put their name on your jersey, and to see everyone that supports you in every single game you play?
It's amazing. I mean, no doubt. Just having those, we have a bunch of fans at our games all the time, and just with that history of success in champion, not only in baseball but softball too. Everyone loves to come out and support us. It's just, it's really good to be a part of a winning program.
All right, you've seen our player profiles. You know what we like to do at the end. We like to give the player the chance to take the spotlight off themselves for a little bit and shine it on the people that support them and the people that have their back. So I want to give you the time to do that. Give out your thanks, however many you want to get.
Yeah, first of all, my parents. I mean, they've done so much for me through travel ball, high school ball, and even years before. And then my coaches, every single one of them, they've always been there for me. They've always helped me, and especially my teammates as well. Because if I went without them, I wouldn't be the same player I am today.
All right, Carson, we want to thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the senior season. And we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.